okay. Okay. Now, there's also the important aspect. Let me again seek some clarity here from Victor, because I just to interrogate this issue for the public of the, for the importance of our viewers too. Is that at some point his boss, the president, said, what do you want me to do about corruption in this country? So these are pairs. This is a pair that faced corruption allegations altogether as a government, accused of mismanaging the economy. 6 of its cabinet ministers in 2015 is stepped aside because of corruption allegations. So why weaponize Article 148 and 145 of the Constitution? Why individualize? Yet this is a government whose legacy appears to be tainted by corruption, impunity, and embezzlement of public funds. Why weaponize? Why is it an individual man?
Now, let me get you back to the president's sentiments. He said, he asked the nation, what can he do? Now, being interviewed at State House in Mombasa during after the New Year celebrations, he had some facts to lay, and he was asked, so far as the presidency, what have you done? And he gladly told the nation that in the first term, almost everyone castigated the executive, to mean that they did not fully equip the investigative bodies. They didn't fully equip the DPP's office, the DCI, and the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Body. But then he has come out clearly to say that this time round in this second term, that strengthening has been done. And so far, we are seeing the DPP prosecuting corruption in court. Now, the president asked the judiciary now to be part and a player in fight against corruption, to ensure that, number one, they ensure that these cases are prosecuted to the end, one, and two, that whether someone is innocent or guilty, we need the answers as quick as possible as Kenyans. And he spoke requesting the judiciary as a Kenyan and as not a president, so he wasn't commanding. Okay. So then when we talk about corruption, the president admitted that there is corruption. And that is the first step. To a reality check, there must be acceptance. So in the acceptance, he is now insisted that the executive is empowered. Let's also give the judiciary a chance to then give us what they have against the individuals who are prosecuted.
Well, even as time goes by, I was surprisingly in the fight against graft, because every other time we mention corruption, you know, even as it's a vice that is actually supposed to be fight in the country, there's always a question of politics that arises. And probably we have landed here as a nation because of the question of saying that we want to fight corruption today as we speak. But then I agree to some level with probably what Ayub says and equally what you say, that, you know, to some level, there's been a way whereby you sort of feel like, you know, we have dealt with the issues of corruption in a way that it's predetermined to sort of give us or to coin and bring us a certain result. But even as we speak today, probably just to loop in, you know, Asira, I mean, it's evident that as much as maybe we would argue that probably these cases of corruption have been predetermined and, you know, they sort of are, you know, targeting a particular person, we still haven't gotten answers. So at the end of the day, as much as a particular community or a particular body in terms of politics would come up and say that maybe someone is being targeted, we still have not gotten answers. So to what level should we wait, even for the particular predetermined cases or results that we are expecting, for us to be able to get, you know, all this coming out to the public?
Okay, I think the bridge of a particular community being targeted we crossed when we realized that this particular community that is crying foul has had a lion's share of positions within the government. Yes. So that when corruption happens within the government, they are the face. Now, it is very unfortunate that when people talk about these corruptions, even in the streets or even in whatever corridors, the buck always stops with one individual. Even if people hate you so much, I mean, you cannot just be that hated. So even if there are allegations, even if they are unconfirmed, there has to be something. Now, that is why we are telling the people who need to confirm, the investigating bodies, do your job. Come out and tell us that, you see, in Kenya Power and Lighting Company, these friends of this gentleman are these ones, are the ones who are corrupt. It is not him. Go and tell us that these maize, because when maize farmers, if you remember the Senate sitting in Eldoret, yes, it will inform you a lot. Those are individuals who come from that area, who were complaining directly to their leadership that we are not getting value for our money. Someone somewhere is misusing us. Is someone somewhere is taking advantage of us as farmers. Who is this? And once that question was posed, the leadership of that area came and told us, now you see, this is the person.
The very same, it's true.
So you cannot then come back and say it is Kenyans from other part who hate you. There is a reason why everybody is pointing fingers. So if you see Murathe resigning because there is somebody whom he wants to find out what is the problem with him.
I completely disagree.
You did.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
Look, Ayub, the persona of the deputy president, the man in question, you know, and you see he's been interviewed, as well as other leaders have been interviewed, and he's also getting concerned. Why is there situations where cases of corruption are mentioned and his name always pop in? He has asked himself severally. Now, can we, like Linda is putting it, can we always be in a position where everybody who really wants to run for a leadership position in this country, people are not really trying to bring issues that are non-existent. And this is one thing that I keep on saying, and I'm not holding brief for the handlers of deputy president.
You are.
I'm not holding them. I am speaking as a Kenyan. Look here, we are having a country that is quite difficult to ascend into leadership position if you do not a member of any dynasty or any party. And this puts us into a question where we are now having the dynasty party of Kenya versus the hustlers parties of Kenya. And this is in the question of what we are discussing. One of the things that I keep on saying, I emulate the campaign of the deputy president. One, questions of corruption, that is him to handle with the authorities that are concerned with that in investigation. But as a Kenyan, one of the things that I want to keep on saying, that there needs to be a situation where a leader is worth emulating. From the humble background that he's come from a chicken seller, or any other issue that he's come from, to ascend to leader position with that kind of hard difficulties faced, young people are able to look at a leader like that. If there are cases of corruption, it's open to be investigated by the authorities. But let us not put into issues where somebody is out there to talk to Kenyans, to sell his agenda to Kenyans. The major thing we are saying, go there, you are corrupt. We are investigating case against you. These guys that are affiliated to you was involved. You know, we can't.
You see,
live in a
let me rope in. You see,
listen, I haven't.
Let him finish up.
We can't live in a political platform that is not balanced, controlled, already predetermined. What kind of precedents are we making? Even not only to the deputy. His case might be now, but what about those who would want to ascend to leadership positions in the coming future? And I'm saying this from an honest heart, that even as much as this guy has been mentioned and all over, that is subject to investigation. But as a Kenyan who would want to look at a leader from all that is come from that humble background to ascend to leadership position, let us give a space.
Well, it's probably not the
you
most
see,
preferred.
what we are saying, and what my friend is confirming, albeit in a different manner, is that accountability is one key issue we must look at when we're talking about a leader, such that it will be very difficult for people to accuse you if you are accountable. Simple issues, for example, a chicken seller 5-10 years ago, who is currently a multi-billionaire, should come up with systems and ways to tell us, this is how I became a billionaire.
Okay,
Let us receive a phone call.
Let me just pour some water here.